Good morning and Sairam to all my lovely students. I hope that you all are fine and in good health. Students, let us start with our online class. And in this class, we are not going to start with any new chapter or any other new unit, but we are going to start with the writing section. You all must have remembered that in our writing section, we have completed the formal letter. We have learned that how we have to write a formal letter with a format also. Now today in this video we are going to learn how to write a story. So in writing section you are having formal letter and story writing also. Story writing. If I talk about story writing or storytelling, you all must aware of the fact that you all must are aware of the storytelling. You all must have tell a story to anyone in your life. This is very true that we daily make some new stories to tell others, and we all make very good stories. But when we talk about writing a story, we actually fails at time. Why? Because story writing is not uh, is not very easy because it's an art. As you must have seen that some people have a very good art of telling the story. Whenever they tell the story, you just can't move your head here and there and you listen to that person with your full attention because they have that art to grab your attention toward themselves. Why? Because the way they tell the story is very different from all other people because they know that how to grab your attention. And in the same way, when we try to write a story, we have to grab the attention of the reader. Otherwise, they will get bored and they will not read our story. So today we will learn that what is story writing and how we have to write a story. So let us begin with that. First of all, we will know what is story writing. Story writing is an art which can be perfected only with practice. So we cannot say that you are born with that art. Some are, these are exceptions, that some are born with that art. There is no excuse, but we have to perfect ourselves in this art only by practicing. So you don't give up while you want to be a good story writer. You have to practice a lot. You should know that how you have to write a story. So to write a good story, you have to practice a lot. And story writing is an art. How? Because story writing needs the attention of the reader. If you are writing a story and nobody is reading it with full attention, then there is no need to write because they are getting bored by your writing. But if you write a story and people read with full attention and they are impressed by your writing, that means you know the art of writing the story. So, a story writing is a work of fiction. We have discussed one work from your book Beehive, that is the fictional work. Fictional work was the fun they had. It was also the fictional work. Why? It was known as fictional because they are based on imagination. They're not true, but they are based on the imagination of a person, and that's why they are known as fiction. So, the story writing is a work of fiction. Most of the time, we make imagination or we use our imaginations to write a good story. Now, the story writing is a work of fiction. That means it is an imaginative work. Most of the time, the writer uses its imagination to write that work. That is usually written in easily understandable grammatical structure. So again, one thing's come here that it needs very easy structure, grammatical structure. It does not need very hi-fi structure or a grammatical structure. It just needs the basic grammar. And if you know the basic grammar, you can make a very good story because story writing needs just basic grammatical structure. If you are writing, for example, if you are writing a story in your past tense, so you should use past tenses only in your writing. Sometimes it happens that students start writing in future or present, and they forget that they are writing in the past tense, and this make the story not readable by the reader because they get bored that or they get confused that are the writer telling the story in the present tense or in the past tense or in the future tense. So that's make the story ambiguous. Now first of all, it's a fictional work. Secondly, you should try to write the story on the basic grammatical structure which is understandable by other people. For the new comers also, those who don't know English also, they can easily understand the basic grammatical also. Now, with natural flow of speech, it should also include the natural flow while you write the story. It should not break the flow. If you are telling about the character, then you should describe the character and then you should begin with the story. You should not break your flow while you write a story. So we learned three or four things, that first of all, that story writing is an art and it can be perfected only with practice. Secondly, it is an imaginative work. Third, it need understandable or basic grammatical structure, and there should be natural flow of speech. You should not break the flow of speech while writing the story because it will become boring otherwise. So this is the basic knowledge about story writing. Then there are certain elements also to write a story. Your story should have a character. It should have a setting. Setting means where it is being told, in a forest, in a place, in a house. So there should be a perfect story setting. Third thing is your plot. What is the main thing on which you are writing this? Your story should have a perfect plot. It should have a climax also, and if you want to add, if you can add anti-climax also. So there should be a proper sequence of writing a good story. So if you want to write a good story, you have to have a good plot. That means it should not be boring. The story plot is story. It should not be boring. It should not be a very basic plot, but it should be imaginative. Now fourth thing is conclusion. There should be conclusion at last, what happened, what is actually there in the last of this story. So last or the end should be there. The end, that is the conclusion, should be there in your story. Then come your theme. Theme is basically means that on what you are writing the story. About what? About morality, about something you are fun, comedy. The theme should be there. A perfect theme will make a perfect story. So these are the 5 elements of the story. That is the character. A story should have character, not bundles of character, but yes, needed character. Those who are very important, that much characters are needed in the story, because lot of character will again make your story boring, confusing, and it will be not good in reading. So story writing means the character should be as much as it is needed. First and very important thing is that character should not be in bundle. It should be as much as needed. You should not introduce unnecessary characters in your story. Now the second thing is setting. If you are telling the story related to a forest, then your full story should be there. The setting should be proper. If you are changing the setting, you should mention that now they have changed the place, or you should mention a proper place, so that it is very easy for the reader to understand what is there. Third thing is your plot or your story. It should be in the proper sequence. First you are introducing, then you are giving the introduction of the character, then you are starting with your story, with the basic story, and again it is then afterwards your story started to coming to the climax, and at last it have a proper conclusion. This is how you have to write a story. Then come the theme. theme should be there, that your story is based on what means on what theme it is based. And I hope you have understand the 5 elements of the story. Now let us move to the points which you have to remember while you write a good story. The first thing is that which I have not mentioned here, that is the which I have not mentioned here, that is your the title, which is very important. Even in exam also, the title includes 1 mark. So you should know that you should have to write the title. Don't miss to write a title that is appropriate title. Unnecessary title is not needed. And one more thing, that while you give a proper title to your story, the title should be appropriate and very catchy. That makes the reader to read the story. It should be very catching. The first and foremost thing, a story should have a title, and that title should be appropriate and very catchy. Now, the first point here says that have a clear theme. Your story should have a clear theme. What is the story about? Theme means the story is about this here. The story is telling what actually is there in the story. What is the actual message of the story? This is the theme. This should be very clear. If you get this right, then your story will have more resonance in the mind of the reader. So the reader will remember your story for very long time if you have a very clear theme. Now, the first point says that if you have a very clear theme, or if you know that what is the actual message you are going to give in your story, then your story will have a very long remembrance in the mind of the reader. They will remember it for a long period of time. Now, the second point says that an effective story should cover a very short time span. That means it should not be a very long story. Your story should cover only, like, if you're telling a story of a 1 day, then it should cover 1 day story only, then only it will be very catchy. But if you are taking 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, then it will become boring, ambiguous, and it will not be read by the readers, because the time you are covering should be very short. That will be very effective and very attractive to the reader also. They will not get bored after reading your story, because having a very long time span, if you are using 3 years time span to tell a story, that if you are telling a story of 3 years, that a person spent 3 years in the village, and you are telling each and every day there, then it will become boring. But if you are telling a story and you covered only those important things in his 1 day only, then your story will become very attractive and very catchy by the readers, and they will never forget your story, because it have those important time period of his life which are very important from the perspective of the reader, to know what is there in their life of that person. Then only it will become attractive, or you can say very interesting. It may be the single event that proves pivotal in the life of the character, and that event will illustrate the theme. So that means here it is saying that if you are telling only a single event of that person's life, that also is fine. But don't use a very long time period of that person's life, because it will become boring and very nobody will read that. It will, even if the writer who is writing that story will also feel very bored after writing that story, because the first and most important thing, that everyone wants to read important thing. They don't want to go in the depth of any person's life. They want to know only the that much thing that is very important. So the first and foremost thing is that you should have a clear theme. Second thing is that you should cover only a short period of time. Even if you are covering a single day in a person's life, you should not tell that first he get up in the morning, then he went outside to play in the park, then he met his friend, there he played with them, then they both decided to have a dinner. Now this each and every single detail of the person's life is not needed. What is needed is that important things, and that important things which are very important for your theme also, which will cover your theme. That is important. Now, third point says that don't have too many characters. You should not have too many characters. Only those characters are needed which can highlight the theme. Only those person are needed in the story. Too many characters will dilute the theme. That means they will not let the theme to know to the reader. They will only dilute the theme. They will hide the theme there, because too many characters can confuse the reader while reading, and the theme will not be highlighted at that point, and the reader will forget that what he was reading and about whom he was reading. Because so many characters will confuse his mind. Have only enough character to effectively illustrate the theme. Only use those characters which can illustrate your theme, which can highlight your theme perfectly. Use that much character only. Now, the fourth point is no room for unnecessary expansion. There should not be unnecessary expansion of any detail of the person's life. If you are writing a story about nature also, you should not expand everything. Only expand those things which are necessary to be known. The details of the person's life, the detail of his car, the detail of his for the how even his family members, that is not needed. Unnecessary expansion, again a item of boredom for the reader. They will feel bored after reading your story. They will feel that the story is being written by a child. So it should not be like that. Expand that thing only which is very necessary from the viewpoint of the theme. Add only those characters which are needed to highlight your theme, and no need to add too much character to make your story ambiguous and boring again and again. Focus. What should be your focus if you're writing a story? The first thing is that you have to follow the straight and narrow, otherwise you end up with either a novel or a hodgepodge of ideas that add up to nothing. Now, that means you should have a perfect focus on a story point, that this is my climax. Here I will introduce that this was the actual theme of the story. You should not add too many things to make your story like a book. If you're writing 2-page story, you should not write that much things which are unnecessary. That will make your story boring. Only introduce that thing, or only focus on those things which make your story more interesting. That means you should have a perfect theme first of all. Then you should introduce to the characters. Then you should start the story while introducing to your setting also, that now the character is in this place and he will spend his day like this, and expand only those things which are necessary. Don't expand each and every detail of his life. No need for such things, because they will make your story boring and nobody will read that. Focus only on the main event of the person's life, of the character. That's it, which are giving the perfect, or which are highlighting the perfect thing in the, which are highlighting the perfect theme. That's the only thing. Because if you are going to give each and every even each and every detail of the person, of his family, of the setting, of the characters which are the not main character but the side characters, then your story going to become like a novel, and nobody is interested to read a very lengthy novel which have no perfect theme. So these are the 5 points which you all have to remember. Now there are some example that how your story going to come if in your exam. There are 2 ways that story comes in exam. The first way is that first 2 lines will be given to you and you have to continue from that only. Like the first example says, once upon a time there was a peacock that was enjoying. Now what you all have to do, you have to continue after enjoying. Here you have to use your creativity, your new ideas, how you are going to highlight this, that what the peacock was doing and what it actually was enjoying. So there is an example, a story. I'm reading the story for you. Now, once upon a time, there was a peacock that was enjoying. This was the two lines which were given to us. Now, expansion is like this. Once upon a time, there was a peacock that was enjoying the pleasant weather in a forest, flying happily. He reached across the river. Suddenly, a godlike lady emerged from the river and started talking to the peacock. She asked the peacock to ask for a boon. What is boon? For a wish. Boon is known as wish. The peacock was surprised as he wondered at the purpose of this blessing. So now the peacock was surprised at why she is asking for the blessing. Yet the peacock said that he wanted to be an eagle. Now peacock has a wish to be because the peacock want to be like an eagle. However, the lady asked him to get converted into a human being so that he can explain human the plight of the birds and teach human a good lesson. But the peacock looked up to the sky and said he wanted to fly high over the clouds and his heavy wings stopped him from doing so. The lady granted his wish half-heartedly. The peacock got transformed into an eagle. He looked at himself and excitedly made a loud cry like a proud eagle. He took his first flight and went straight up over the clouds. As soon as he reached a good height, he was hit by a gunshot and fell down to the ground. Eventually dying an unfortunate death, the lady emerged again, restored life in him and converted him into a peacock. She further asked him to be contented in life. The peacock learned his lesson and was relieved to be back to his former self. Now, as you can see here, the writer has introduced only two main characters, that is the lady and the peacock. And here he highlighted the theme that you should not wish, which is not good. To fly high in the sky is not necessary, but to be a good human being is necessary, and that what is highlighted here. So this is how you have to tell a story. This is a very short story, interesting. The main events are being expanded here. Like the first, it was tell that peacock was dancing, was enjoying. Now here the writer didn't try to expand that he was very much enjoying the weather and that it was raining heavily. She was in the forest and whatever she was doing. He just introduced that there was a peacock who was enjoying the weather. That's it. And he introduced the second character, that is the lady, who came from the river. These are the things which you have to see, that how the important things are highlighted here. That he asked for a wish, then he said that I want to be an eagle, but the lady advised the peacock that you should ask for a human, that I can transfer you to be a human being, because there you can go and tell everyone about the problem which the birds are facing, the animals are facing. But he said no, I want to fly high in the sky, and that's why he chooses. But the lady fulfill his wish with half-heartedly, because she was not happy to see the peacock that just want to fly high in the sky, and she don't want to do anything good for the animals. And what happened when the peacock was flying as an eagle in the sky, he was gunshotted by a human. These are the main things which are highlighted here, and which are only giving the theme, that they are putting light on the theme, they are throwing light on the theme, that this is the theme, that you should not ask for a thing which is like to fly high in the sky. No, you should be grounded. You should be grounded. You should be happy in whatever you are. You should be thankful that you are having a life. That's it. And this is the perfect theme given by a writer. So you should try to write a story which is highlighting the theme, having less number of characters, focusing on the theme. Not every event is expanded. Not every event is narrated in a very detailed manner, but in a very short and crisp way, the story is being narrated by the story writer. So this is the first part, that first example, that the story can come like this also, that two lines are given to you and you have to continue from there only. Now the second example is that certain hints are given here about the story. That dash are being put over here. You can see, if I highlight, that dash are given here also. That means you have to add your story in between these things, because only the hints are given to you. The hints are given to you and you have to form a perfect story with a perfect plot from these hints. You can add your ideas also, but you have to use this point while writing a story. So let us see the example also. Here, and now the first thing is that the title is given. The title is given, Two Boys in a Jungle. While reading the hint, first of all, you have to make a title in your mind, give an appropriate title, or after writing a story, leave one line, you can give the title. But title is must, because it also include marks in your story writing. So if you will forget writing the story, you will your marks will be deducted. That is 1 marks. You have 1 marks for your appropriate title. Now the story says that Viru and Karim were young Keralites. The next week, their school was going to organize a camp near a forest in Ponmadi. Now you can see here, Viru and Karim is given, young Keralite is given, school organizing camp near a forest in Ponmadi is given. Now you have to form the story while using these hints only. So how the writer have used the hints, you can see here. Viru and Karim were young Keralites. The next week, their school was going to organize a camp near a forest in Ponmadi. The following week, they joined the camp. One day went out together. They thought of going inside the forest to explore it. Soon they lost their way. Now here, if we see that it was not mentioned here in the hint box that they have joined the camp, but we have, while writing the story, added this line also, that they also joined the camp which is there in the forest in Ponmadi, and they decided to explore the forest. So these hints are given here. We just have to use this hint to make a proper and a perfect story, because they also help us that we don't have to go, or we don't have to think so much while writing a story. We can use these main points from the story, from this hint box, and we can write a beautiful story out of these. So the hint box is very useful, and you can make a perfect story with this also. So this is how you have to write a story, and this is the 2 ways in according to which in your exam you will get the story writing. The first is that you will have 2 lines given to you and you have to continue from that, and you have to write a story giving it a proper and appropriate title. And secondly, you will be given a proper hint box. You don't have to work it like a filling the blanks. Here the dash are given here, that doesn't mean you have to fill the box. It means these are the hints and you have to make the story adding your own lines in these hints. You have to include these hints in your story writing. Why this hint box is given? This makes your writing the story easy, because you don't have to think so much. You just have to use these points in a proper and a creative manner and write a beautiful story. So I hope you have understood that how to write a story. What are the main points to remember? The first thing, that you should not forget to give a proper and appropriate title. Secondly, don't add too many characters. Only those those who are highlighting the theme. Focus should be there, proper story should be there, theme should be there, and no detailed explanation of any unnecessary detail should be there. So these are the points which you have to remember while writing a story, and this will make your story very interesting, and even you will love to write a story after this. So practice, and for practice I will give certain questions to you in the PDF, and start writing the story in your notebook. Though it will be grammatically mistaken, no problem, but try to write those story in your fair notebook, English notebook, and try to give more practice to your story writing at home. And I hope you have understood the whole process of story writing. This is all about our today's class, that is the story writing class. I hope you have understood, and you will practice more and more, and you will also write a good story. Thank you, students.